I'm definitely buying Sony FX5. Why wouldn't I? Helpful days everyone, today we are gonna talk about Sony FX5 with the other competitors on Cineline cameras. I saw many people are making titles on their videos which is like, don't buy FX5 or do we need to upgrade to FX5? Why is that? I don't get it. For me it's absolutely the most complete pocket cinema camera ever made. What I mean by that? Let me explain you why. As we know, recently OpenGate and internal RAW becomes sector standard. And finally with FX5 we will have 5K 120 FPS on OpenGate, 32-bit sound float and 16-bit internal RAW will be available. So why don't you like that? The price? No ND filter? What is it? Why don't you like it? Maybe about the price you might be right, but all those features has never been working all together in any pocket cinema camera ever. Sony FX5 is the first camera which is offering you all those features together working on same time. So I think it's worth for money. And about the internal ND, many people say it's not ready to put in small body yet. And I'm definitely not here to support Sony, and I am not a fanboy. If you don't believe me, you can watch what I said about Sony A7 IV before. Sony has announced their newest camera, A7 V, and it's absolutely bullshit. See? So let's have a look what Sony FX5 makes different than the other competitors. Firstly, Canon C50. Honestly, Canon made great cameras lately. R6 Mark III, C50 and R6V are looking so good. Canon gives perfect feature on these three cameras. OpenGate, internal RAW, 32-bit sound float, great exposure tools, anamorphic support. Everything is looking good. C50 is great pocket cinema camera. Canon R6 Mark III is a perfect hybrid camera and R6V is a budget hybrid camera. They all looking so good. But there's a big problem on Canon, the RF mount. RF mount is a big question when people are buying their first camera or switching to the Canon, because Canon joined the mirrorless line so late. I guess it was 2017. Yeah, and those time RF mount was not ready for this new mirrorless system. Also, if you remember, Canon sold their first mirrorless cameras with the EF to RF mount adapter. And the biggest problem about RF mount is this system is close to the third-party producers. Third-party lens support is too low. If you consider Canon RF lenses are so expensive, it's making a big headache for people to switching to Canon. If you don't believe me, go check B&H and how many lenses they sell on different mounts. RF mount has the lowest number of variety. And what is there also, Sony E-mount has the most variety of lens options. So because of this major problem, people not switching Canon easily. I will be so honest, if RF mount didn't have this problem, I will definitely switch to the Canon. And the next competitor is Nikon, but there's only one camera that can race with these powerful cameras, which is Nikon ZR.
In this life I gotta get rich, I can't be broke. I was asking favors and everyone telling me no. Wait till the tables turn, we'll see who stays or goes. I don't wanna be outside, I need someone that can keep me home. Yo, I feel so close but so far. Go home or go hard, how can I stop when I come this far? I smile outside.
Nikon ZR came with big hype and also big flaws. On Nikon ZR, no OpenGate, no great exposure tools. However, it has great R3D RAW, but the file sizes are huge. And Nikon didn't do anything about this till today, and the H.265 is bullshit. Everyone is complaining about it. It's not good. So Nikon joined the party with big expectations, but they are not performing yet on the dance hall. And lastly, Lumix. Probably the most powerful competitor with the FX5, because they have been OpenGate for almost a decade. S1 II and S1 R2 has everything. They have OpenGate, internal RAW, great exposure tools, great anamorphic support and perfect IBIS. Plus these two cameras are hybrid in the meantime, but What is the problem about Lumix? They don't have any lens problem like Canon. They have great cameras, but the problem S1 II and S1R2 is tiny, but actually big problem. Because if you are shooting on open gate, you are just limited to 420 10-bit. It's actually 8-bit. However, these two cameras have everything. For the cinematic output, 420 10-bit is big problem. Actually big limitation. Let me explain you why. And many people say, oh, I don't see any problem. It's not a big problem at all. Actually it is. If you really taste 12-bit or 16-bit RAW on DaVinci Resolve while color grading, damn it, it's so good. And it's definitely needed. But on Lumix side, S1 II and S1R2 doesn't have it. So if you consider this camera on Cineline, 420 10-bit is a big problem. There's kind of chain reaction in here. Let's think about like this. What a filmmaker and cinematic shooter want in their workflow. First, if you are shooting for cinematic works, you probably keen on to use anamorphic lenses. Second, if you are using anamorphic lenses, you're gonna need open gate to get the best anamorphic character. And thirdly, if you are shooting cinematic with anamorphic lenses on open gate, you're gonna be seeking to have 12-bit or 16-bit RAW on your color grading timeline, because 12-bit or 16-bit RAW is the power horse for your cinematic color gradings. And yeah, I am using Sony A7 III for years, and right now I am shooting with this. It's a great camera, and as I said, if you want high-end looking cinematic colors, you're gonna need 12-bit or 16-bit RAW. On 8-bit color grading, image breaks so quickly. You are having bendings on your colors. Using qualifiers are being almost impossible, and you don't have too much dynamic range on 8-bit cameras. So you will not have too much room for switching between the colors and get cinematic looking. So what Sony FX5 does, it does fucking everything. So that's why I pre-ordered Sony FX5.